I agree with you wholeheartedly because you said he has everything, right? He has every skill except mental toughness. I feel like you got to be one of the most mental tough guys when it comes to football when you're playing quarterback. You got to be able to bounce back from adversity. You got to throw a pick and go out there and throw a touchdown. And he doesn't have the mental capacity for that right now. He's been beat down by his own mental. Like I said, some of us guys, we've been getting in our head. We may have a bad game, but you always told next play, next play. You always go back to your high school career, right, Jason? Next play. Man. Next play. You never want to dwell on the bad things that's going on. You always try to focus and push forward to the positive or create positive around you. And he wasn't doing that. He let everything that was going around him just beat him down and push him down into this unconfident quarterback. And an unconfident quarterback is never going to be a good quarterback. That's like a cornerback not being cocky. Name one. That's great. They're not. As a quarterback, you got to be confident. You got to lead your team. You got to be mentally tough and be able to bounce back from any adversity that's thrown your way. Because at the end of the day, if you're the quarterback of the football team, it's you that's getting blamed, and then the head coach, and then the rest of the team. So if you can't handle that, you're in the wrong position, my guy.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And let me just say, I scored several touchdowns in practice. I was doing my thing in practice, man. I'm a practice Hall of Famer, straight up.
And we gotta have those guys, make you go harder, right?
Right, exactly. I got everybody ready,
All right, so let me guys hear your Super Bowl predictions. It's almost that time.
My Super Bowl prediction, I really am a fan, I'm not gonna lie, of the Kansas City Chiefs. And in particular because I really like Andy Reid. I've always been an Andy Reid fan. I've always thought Andy Reid is the guy, you know what I mean? That he deserved to win a championship in Philly. All the pieces didn't come together. And so I really want the Kansas City Chiefs to win. Now, are they going to win? I don't know. And it's hard to stop that Chiefs offense. It's really hard to stop Tyreek Hill and to stop, any of those, those receivers, the tight end, Kelsey. It's hard to stop that offense. But can the defense stop Brady? And I think they have just as many weapons on offense in Tampa Bay. And the other thing that I'll say about Tampa Bay is 4 Black assistants. So shout out to PA. The dope thing in this Super Bowl is that you are seeing on display 2 Black offensive coordinators.
Yes.
And that's the one part of the league, even over head coaching, offensive coordinators were the one area where Black coaches seem to not get that role. And we see 2 of them. At the end of this, we are going to have a winning Black offensive coordinator, and that's dope. But I think if I have to make a prediction, I'm gonna say Kansas City by 5.
I'm really torn with this because what I'm going to say is going to hurt because I love those boys from KC. But my Super Bowl prediction goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to lower my voice. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I'm going to say this because the way that defense is playing right now, they are playing at an elite level. When I'll go back to, defense wins championships.
Absolutely.
Kansas City cannot stop the run. They have been known for not stopping the run the past 3 years. The first, they won the Super Bowl last year, but the year before that when they lost, they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the run in the playoffs. And in the playoffs, people want to run the ball, they're going to beat you down. They doing okay right now, but that defense is not playing the same level it was early in the year, which got them here.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay is Brady. They got Mike Evans. They got 3 other receivers that are just as good. They got Gronk. They got 2 running backs who are hard-nosed guys running downhill. If you're looking at Leonard Fournette, he's playing like his rookie season in Jacksonville.
Exactly.
So I love Andy Reid. Like I said, being around him, he's a great guy, great coach, no favoritism, just wants to win. I respect those type of guys. But at the end of the day, the way the Buccaneers are playing right now and the chip they got on their shoulder, that's gonna be hard to beat, man. And I love KC. Them my guys. I got bros out there. But at the end of the day, we talking strictly business. It's football. I love y'all guys and y'all see this. But never bet against Brady, man. Pat, it can do a lot, but it's all about it's going to be defense. It's going to be defense. It's whatever defense can hold. And I feel like Tampa Bay defense, the turnovers that they get, that one corner got a pick in every playoff game so far. You think he's not going to get one of the Super Bowls? He might. Devin White, balling. He had a turnover almost every game. Scored. Bro, this is a linebacker, young guy, cooking. You got to think. Defense is all about defense in the Super Bowl. So whatever defense plays the hardest, whatever defense gets the most turnovers, whatever defense gets their offense the ball for the longest time, it's going to be the team that wins that game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers is my prediction. Sadly.
Yeah, I think that, you might have something there because I really believe that Brady, when he's got like Mike Evans and I think AB is going to be ready to play.
Yeah.
So, and Leonard Fournette, I honestly thought Leonard Fournette might be done. You know what I mean? He got cut, right? Like,
yeah, they let him go.
And he showed up. He was like the backup running back. And, I was like, Leonard Fournette is done. He's not the same. And he's been balling. Mike Evans
when it
is
matters too. When it matters, like the big game.
Right. So, and at first when I saw that Taylor Heineke or whatever.
Heineke,
yeah, Heineke. When he was having a good game, I was like, oh, that defense isn't tough. But they played those other teams really tough. I think you might have something there, but I'm going to stick with KC by 5 because it's very hard to stop that that defense and you're gonna who you gonna stop? You're gonna shut down Tyreek Hill and then leave Travis Kelce open the whole time? It's rough, man, on defenses when you're trying to deal with that KC team.
That's very true. I definitely agree, but that defense has been playing at top 10 level. They can keep it up. They can definitely get that team that Super Bowl. And then Tampa Bay, making history, man. Tom Brady making more history. So.
Dwight Howard is currently a role player, but throughout his career has made 8 All-Star appearances, 8 All-NBA teams, and has won 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Is Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer, and is he hurting his chances by continuing to play?
I feel like Dwight Howard is a Hall of Famer right now, but when he's done playing, really, I don't know. Depends how much more longer he plays. If he plays another 3 years at the level he's playing right now, he may diminish his chances of going to the Hall of Fame. If you go back to the years before, Dwight Howard has done his thing. Defensive player of the year multiple times. Led the team to the NBA championship as a center. Just like Shaq did in Orlando, did the same thing Shaq did, which is hard to do unless you got the right pieces around you. Shaq was dominant for years to come. They was comparing him to the other Superman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after he hurt his back, come back from those injuries, and then outside factors that like I said, everybody has those publicity stunts and everything that factor into their career. And I feel like he is diminishing his chance of going to Hall of Fame by continuing to play right now. You've done enough. I feel like it's the money thing. It may be money.
I agree.
It's just weird. But let me hear your side, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. So Dwight Howard, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time All-Star, 8-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defensive Player, defensive NBA, All-NBA. I think that could get you into the Hall of Fame. And not only that, but let's add.
And he won a dunk contest.
Yeah, he won a dunk contest. But let's add the fact that he led the league in rebounds, I think, like 5 seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude is really, like he was a dog. He was a real serious player. The problem is, I think it's a lot like Roy Jones. If Roy Jones had retired from boxing in 2003, Roy Jones unequivocally would have been the greatest boxer, in my opinion, of all time, pound for pound. You got to look. Roy Jones in 2003 was 49-1, and his only loss was on a DQ of a guy he was going to knock out anyway. He hit the guy while he was down.
I remember that fight.
Yeah, Montel Griffin or Griffith or Griffin. I can't remember. But other than that, I mean, basically, he was 50-0. So people make a big deal about Floyd's 50-0. You know what I mean? And these were all real fighters. No Conor McGregor's in there. Real boxers, I should say. 50-0. But then he stayed on. And then he got knocked out by Antonio Tarver. That's Antonio Tarver's a solid fighter. So getting knocked out by Antonio Tarver isn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? I would have still given him at least top 3 or top 5. I mean, best boxer I've ever seen in my lifetime, and that includes Floyd. But then he kept fighting. And he's still fighting in some...
It's like B-Hop, too. Like Bernard Hopkins.
Exactly.
He was a dog.
Yeah.
He was fighting until he was 50. Like, why?
But
like I said, it comes to a point where they need the money. And they got to fight now. It's not because you want to fight. You feel like you have to fight to survive. Like, Dwight Howard got... How many kids Dwight got? Like 10?
He does have a lot of kids.
He got a lot of kids, a lot of baby moms.
Yeah.
You got to get this money coming in because they ring in his pocket.
Right. I heard he said he wants to play 5 more years.
He probably has to play 5 more years.
Yeah.
And that, if he doesn't pick up that same plays from the past, that's going to diminish. People are going to think about what you did, but what are you doing now? That's all about how you go out.
Yo,
everybody get no farewell tours.
Yeah.
You think the wife can get a farewell tour? No. Paul Pierce is mad he didn't get one.
Let me just tell, so all you athletes who may be watching, yo, strap it up, bro. You know what I mean? Like, strap it up. Until you get married, until you put a ring on it. Strap that thing up. Do not end up like Dwight Howard having to play when you're way past your prime and you're a role player coming off the bench. We talking 3-time defensive player of the year, 8-time All-Star.
They don't even talk about that anymore at all.
Nah, he's like a 7th man.
Guy.
He ain't even a 6th man. He's like a 7th man now.
I mean, I was happy he got his championship in LA last year. Everybody deserves to get that ring at some point in their career. Like Carmelo's still chasing that ring, but you got JaVale McGee getting more time than you. You on a team with AD, he's just getting better as time goes. You letting these guys take away from your legacy in a way because you're just second to them. And they haven't done what you've done yet.
Right.
It's just like you selling yourself short. But like I said, people make these decisions where I don't know if this may be true, but like I said, these final decisions they made in the past, what they paying for it now. You can't consider the legacy you had because you got to keep playing because you have to, not because you want to. You can't go out on your own terms.
I agree. And that's why, when you leave the game for good, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make sure that you are set up correctly.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So that you don't have to do that, trying to play in freaking Australia. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people do it. Man, it's sad to see, but you gotta do what you gotta do today to support your family. But remember down the line, the decisions you made in the past could affect your future heavily. So shout out to all the athletes out there that's working hard, continue to work hard, but realize the decisions you make in the past can always come back.
Exactly.
So keep your head on right, look forward, work hard, man.
Exactly. Thank you for watching another episode of The Sports Place. And my final thought is about diversity in sports. Now we're seeing not only women officiating NFL games, we're seeing women assistant coaches in NFL teams. And now the NFL players are absolutely respecting them just like men. And I think that that's moving the game and moving sports altogether forward. The other thing we're seeing We also have our first Muslim coach in the NFL, head coach in the NFL. And I think that also shows that people are getting interested in other communities in American sports like football. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think we're going to see more of it. And for all of you kids out there who probably haven't seen a role model in a particular sport, maybe you're a young Tiger Woods, who had never seen really a successful black golfer. Be the first. Be the one that breaks that barrier. And not only in sports, be that first person in your neighborhood who becomes a computer scientist. Be that one in your community who is the first person to be a medical doctor. We need you to think to break barriers, not look always to others to break those barriers. And that's my final thought. Thank you for watching The Sports Place. I'm Jason Nichols here for Erica Cruz and for my man Cavon Walker. We'll see you next week.